say good morning and good morning to Woodbridge Township, who's watching us on TV 35. This is the last day of March, and all March in your classes, with the scavenger hunt hallway, with music. We've been doing all these wonderful things to celebrate and learn about Women's History Month. We've learned about a lot of the contributions of women throughout our country's history and the world's history. So it has been a great month of learning for us. And today is a celebration where we're going to bring it all together and hear some performances of women who have produced great pieces of music, art, literature. So I want you to really enjoy this. I want to thank Mr. Pruitt, who has put this all together for you guys. So have fun, enjoy the music, enjoy the reading, and here, without further ado, here's Mr. Pruitt.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hugelmeyer, and thank you everybody taking time out of what's really one of the busiest parts of our year right before spring break, so I really appreciate it, but I thought this would be an amazing culmination. We hear a lot about women on the morning announcements or whoever we're celebrating in a particular month. We have music playing in the morning and you get little bits of it now. It's all going to come together, and I think this is a really great way to end. So not only for Women's History Month, but this is really a first for our music program here at school. And I spoke with Mr. Hugelmeyer last night in the meeting. I said first of many. So let's just keep this going and we'll find new ways to celebrate whatever we can through music and the performing arts. So what I'd like to do today, my second and third graders here, my middle chorus as I call them, right? They're not quite fourth and fifth grade, but they're not K and 1 anymore. They're going to be performing some great songs by some female artists for you, and I'm going to share a piece as well. But to get this all underway, I would like to invite Miss Annelise back up to the microphone. She's going to read a beautiful poem for you. And the poem she's going to read is called Mirror by Sylvia Plath.
I am sober and exact. I have no preconceptions. Whatever I see, I swallow immediately, just as it is, unmisted by love or dislike. I am not cruel, only truthful, the eye of a little god, four-cornered. Most of the time, I meditate on the opposite wall. It is pink with speckles. I have looked at it so long, I think it is part of my heart, but it flickers. Faces in darkness separate us over and over. Now I am awake. A woman bends over me, searching my regions for what she really is. Then she turns to the flowers, the candle of the moon. I see her back and reflect it faithfully. She rewards me with tears and agitation of hands. I am important to her. She comes and goes. Each morning it is her face that replaces the darkness. In me, she has run the young girl, and me, an old woman, rises toward her day after day like a terrible fish.
Wonderfully done, Annelise. Thank you. So you will be hearing also two more wonderful third grade readers reciting some poetry today. And as much as I am a music teacher and we're representing our music department today, I thought it would be really great to include some poetry. And this may be a little deep for some of my younger friends in here, but I consider poetry to be music, but without the notes. So I consider it very much to be a part of the performing arts as well. So we celebrate these months, African American History Month and Women's History Month and so many others, a lot of great historic firsts, people who were the first to do something big, and we actually just witnessed one of these events last month. Raise your hand in here if you watched Super Bowl. Very, very cool, hands down. So during our halftime show, great singer Rihanna actually achieved a great first. She was the very first ever expecting mother to perform the halftime show at the Super Bowl. So let's check out a little bit of that right now.
Rihanna shined bright like a diamond during her Super Bowl halftime performance, and some might even say she was glowing, because ET has confirmed the superstar is pregnant with baby number 2.
The Super Bowl is one of the biggest stages in the world. It's an entertainer's dream to be on a stage like that, but it's nerve-wracking. You want to get it right, you know everybody's watching, and they're rooting for you.
wonderful. And part of the reason I picked that is because we think about history, we think about the distant past, we think about bygone days and decades and centuries, but in reality, we are really living history all of the time. As I said, this was just last month, and it was truly a big, groundbreaking moment. All right. Okay, up next, I would like to invite Lexi Jankowski up to the microphone to read another poem. And Lexi will be reading for us Hope is the Thing with Feathers by Emily Dickinson, a personal favorite of mine.
Hope is this thing with feathers that perches in the soul, and sings the tune without the words, and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me.
All right, so I figure we'll turn the tables now. I am always having my students perform for me, so I figured I would share a little bit of my performance with you, a little bit of my performance experience. And I want to share with you a piece that I performed on the saxophone as a student, and this piece is really significant and special because when we think about the saxophone, my favorite instrument, we always think about jazz, we think about rock and roll, we think about pop music. We don't often think about classical music. And one of the great composers, Madame Paule Maurice, a woman from France in the 1940s and 50s, wrote a piece for the classical saxophone that really helped to make it popular and bring it into the mainstream. And I would like to share it with you today. This piece is called the Tableau de Provence, which means Pictures of Provence, which is a part of France. And this piece was written as 5 short pieces combined as one. I'm going to play the first 3 of them for you today. And the first one is called Dance of the Young Girls. And for our last poetry reading today, I would like to invite Bryn Spond up to the microphone. And Bryn is going to read for us a very famous one, I Know Why, The Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou.
A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends, and dips his wings in the orange sun rays and dares to clean the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage and shall them sing through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful thrill of things unknown but long for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill. The caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the sighing trees. And the fat winds waiting on a dawn bright dawn, and he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. His shadow shouts on a nightmare stream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. A caged bird sings with a fearful thrill of things unknown but long for still. And his tune is heard on the distant hill. The caged bird sings of freedom.
Now to wrap up our showcase for the day, I would like to feature our second and third grade students who have been working really for not just Women's History Month, but even a little bit longer than that, preparing some music for you all to enjoy.
Lay back, it's all been done before. And if
thank you so much. As it always happens, and I've been doing this for 22 years and it still mystifies me, you prepare so many weeks and months, and you work so hard on this, and it feels like it just goes by in an instant. But once again, give my 3rd and 2nd grade chorus a giant round of applause, everybody. Please give our 2nd and 3rd grade teachers, really all of our teachers here, a big round of applause, because it takes a village, and they help me out so much with this. And of course, Mr. Hugelmeyer and all the members of our diversity, equity, and inclusion team, please give them a big round of applause as well for all their support.